three twins, when he died, I couldn't have cared less.
No.
I'm just like,
but
who is he? I don't even remember his name.
Yeah.
Like,
actually, I don't know what his name is.
Yeah.
Something
Of. Yep.
hurts.
It hurts.
We can tear them apart from the inside. That's the best you can do!
You had to ask. So should we try and do a good thing we didn't like and then end on a good thing to try and be charitable?
Okay.
Alright, so what was a good thing? You first.
I'm trying to think through the film. Okay, yes, good thing.
Right.
Scarlett Johansson.
Oh god, thank God. Yes. Well, only because she looks good in anything, so I'm not sure I can give credit to the film for that.
It's not really the film that's good. It's just I just like looking at her, to be honest.
Oh yeah, although like it gives her an excuse to wear that outfit, to be fair.
Yeah. And well, as I was saying earlier, like it's kind of, I wonder if actually that's a bad thing.
Oh right.
Like, because ultimately she is just like a human spy, right? Really, I mean, she's not like super powered in any way.
What? No, she's an assassin, as they say in the thing.
So she's in like this team, like she's an Avenger, isn't she?
Apparently.
Even though she's like no more, like she knows
how to fight, basically.
Yeah, like that's the only thing that separates her from the people in S.H.I.E.L.D., really.
Yeah.
But it's like you're still just a human. You're not going to be like super powered or anything.
Oh, she's been sterilised.
So is it a bad thing that actually the film just kind of puts her in there to be like eye candy? I mean, they don't like frame anything to be like overtly like just eye candy.
No, I suppose
but
not.
Nevertheless, she is kind of just there to be the girl, the thing that looks good. So
that's true.
What about you? A good thing?
Right.
Unless you want to go first.
What?
Good thing about Avengers.
And then we got onto what we don't like, and then we'll try and end on a good thing if we can.
Good thing.
do you want a few minutes and I'll talk?
Yeah.
I'd say, okay, a good thing I'd say is that there are a couple of moments in the film that I enjoyed.
Yeah.
I like the kind of like dream sequence where the witch, Scarlet Witch, whatever her name is, she kind of like fucks with their minds and makes them think they're sort of like they failed each other and they or like they like tries tapping into their fear.
Fear.
And so like you kind of see Captain America like talking to the girl that he kind of loved or liked or whatever, and it kind of like it doesn't affect him like openly, but he sort of like keeps him quiet for a bit. So he's sort of like affected by it, but it kind of really affects
like Thor and
Tony.
And Stark.
Well, Stark is like the one it really affects, and in a way, actually, it's all because of that woman that
it's all her fault.
Yeah, she puts the seed to like create Ultron in Tony Stark's head because she gives him like a vision that all his friends are going to be killed, and like aliens or some horrible danger is going to like destroy the world, and so he has to he feels he has to create something like AI intelligence basically that can like defend the world at any time, anywhere where they might fail one day.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that little sequence was that was good, but that's all I can think of. What were you, Ollie?
I'm still thinking.
We can go into what's bad if you want, and you can come back with what's good.
No, the thing is, there were points that I thought were good, but they were few and far between.
Yeah.
Just an example one then. I'll give you one. Like, there was that one scene where they tried to lift Thor's hammer.
Oh yeah, that was quite funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then
I'll
you
give
see
him that one.
you see Captain America
And he
sort of
goes,
just lift it, and
like-
you see his face like,
Huh?
Oh, you've got nothing.
and he's like, you can see the sweat. Like,
I'll give him that one. That was quite good.
Okay, so like
You know.
maybe maybe something to say more in general about the film that was good was I like Thor still because he's still kind of out of place in the whole world. He's
Yeah.
still like his dialogue is still a bit
Still
like
a bit like,
awkward and doesn't quite fit.
You're not worthy.
I thought Captain America, this is the film I liked him the best in out of all the
Oh, really?
ones where he was like, he felt more relevant firstly. He wasn't just like an extra guy
Just
that
a bit of
no one
bit too much of
cared.
a goody two shoes, though, isn't it?
No, but then like I think he's
Yeah,
a,
'cause
he's a good foil to like Tony Stark. Though. He's a good like
Yeah.
opposite.
It works when Stark's around.
But then,
Also,
like,
I think they're more trying to get that ready for the next one.
Yeah, that's why I'm also cynical about that very idea. And like the other thing as well is that normally everyone likes Tony Stark and like Iron Man,
Yeah.
but he was kind of a dick in this
He
film.
was, yeah.
I was like, I don't really like you particularly. You're not like.
And he didn't do anything.
He wasn't very funny. He wasn't very like witty. He was
For
just like.
someone of that intelligence to make that many stupid mistakes.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
I think maybe. Oh well, I'll say this at the end. So talk through it first.
So that's just bad. The whole film.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Like I can say now, I wouldn't recommend it.
I
Really.
prefer the
Like-
first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, okay, I hated the first one, and I prefer the first one.
So okay, let's back up a second.
Just
let's
overall-
go into detail.
boring.
Yeah, so that's okay. So the biggest problem with it is it's boring.
It did drag. Yeah.
Boring. It's 2.5 hours long. And
So
like,
yeah, it the biggest crime it commits is that it doesn't keep you interested. Didn't keep me interested throughout. Like they've got these like action scenes and then they like split those up with like areas of like talking and dialogue and trying to like work out what's going on. But I don't know. There never seemed to be enough danger. Firstly, from Ultron,
no.
for you to be like,
There's a lot of sitting back and kind of being like, oh yeah, he's everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we need to stop him.
Yeah, so
it doesn't matter, he's everywhere.
Yeah, they say, oh, he's in the internet, and then they don't seem to do anything about
And
that.
they're like, oh, we need to go to the source or the place where all the internet traffic in the world goes, which is bullshit. Anyway,
Which is like
by the
Oslo,
way.
isn't it, or somewhere? In
Yeah.
Sweden or Norway.
Even
Yeah,
if
it's
it does,
Norway, Oslo, Norway.
I'm like, no. I mean, if it did, that'd be a really, really stupid way of doing it, wouldn't it? But yeah, they go there and it's like they kind of just.
So you could trace anything then.
Yeah,
Always
no.
have to go through there. Or whatever. That's
Let's not worry about it. Yeah, and they discover that something's
thinking too
protecting
much.
them, and it's just like, oh, whatever.
Yeah, they discover
Oh.
that something is actually foiling Ultron from getting the nuclear weapons from the US.
And then
Um,
they basically create Ultron, but there's like, no, you can't do that. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that.
There's kind of like,
There's a lot of that childish like.
like infighting that is. They should be
But
about that
rather than
almost.
last time when like actually it kind of would be like resolved a little bit and it'd be like charming or like funny at the end of it. This was kind of just like flat.
Yeah.
It was just kind of like
So there's no like sort of
light relief or something. I
yeah,
guess.
it's all very quite heavy, and like you said,
Yeah.
Ollie, I think it's like leading into civil war.
But yeah, and there's a lot of stupid things like how did they not notice like Ultron building under this city like massive jets and like huge like long like whatever that was in the middle. And
So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of
all
like
that stuff,
there's a lot of
like-
like plot holes, and I mean like the first one isn't perfect, but it feels like it
Yeah.
fits together a lot better,
Yeah.
a lot more like cohesively.
And then you get this thing at the end as well, where it's like he lifts up that portion of the city, and then it's like we must save everyone on it, blah blah blah.
As opposed to the
has
world.
to save everyone.
You know,
it's like
that
the entire
pissed
world
me
might
off.
be destroyed.
What, like, literally the priorities of these people are
Like-
fucking
No, but the
ridiculous.
thing is, though, yeah, I mean, like, in that, I can forgive them more for that because they're meant to be heroes and they're always meant to save
Fair
someone,
enough.
which
Yeah.
is why in The Dark Knight is a big thing where like he doesn't save Rachel.
Yeah.
That's why it's like, oh shit, like the hero is always meant to like save
Yeah.
the damsel in distress, the whatever, the baby.
Yeah.
But that's what I like about
highway.
that stuff. Like,
Yeah.
in some stuff like this, people die.
Well, yeah, but then
They just
People did die. That's
Oh.
why it's like, why are you so bothered about these one people? It's like
it's,
probably hundreds of people died in what you were doing
It's-
earlier.
well, yeah, like the Hulk fight, like
They took out a whole building. It's like I know it was like unoccupied, but
Well, the
still,
people- the
all the
streets
people
around it.
around it. Well, fuck me.
Yeah, so there's quite a lot of plot holes that sort of like they're not like subtle ones where you can like overlook them. They're kind of quite
In your face, really.
yeah. That kind of like they bugged me when I was watching it. I mean, the other thing as well is that like watching the trailer, and we just did. You said it, and it's something that is like patently obvious when you're watching it. That it feels like it's going to be like a global film.
Yeah.
Especially the fact that it's on the internet. But then like the whole film is like focused around like they're
Where it
like
was.
like then they're in their like spaceship, whatever, the jet, or they're like in this Eastern European village with a castle, and that's kind of the film. It doesn't feel like
Or a safe house.
or the safe
Oh,
house.
fucking.
So it doesn't feel like there's danger. It's another thing that kind of stops you thinking, oh, you know, the world's in danger. There's this big problem that Ultron is going to like kill everyone, because it's like you don't really see anyone.
Yeah.
You don't get a feeling for like the danger that the world might face, because it's like, oh well, we don't get to see it. And I know that's maybe being a bit picky, but you kind of need to have these like visual prompts to get a feel for, you know, the wider issue.
Yeah.
I'd say like the other thing that really put me off was like the first scene, especially, but like the rest of the film, the CG was just like awful in places.
Sorry, I just want to butt in there and say something else that's good was the flying truck. Just before I forget.
It was so funny.
I think it's meant to be funny, but I love it.
It wasn't meant to be.
It's like
This-
the back portion of a like a
The trailer of a truck, isn't it? Yeah.
trailer of a truck just flying through midair. It reminded me of
it looks so wrong.
It just reminded me of something out of GTA.
It's like
It's
glitches
just
out,
something
just
that I would expect from that.
Yeah.
It was so funny. It was like, can we safely mouth orphanize now?
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, sorry. You're saying about the CGI.
CG was just terrible. Like, I mean, we were watching it in 3D, which probably doesn't help CG, especially if it's slightly bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just like I was looking at it and I'm like, why does this look awful? And especially like Iron Man looked really awful in places. Like I was saying, it almost looked like they kind of forgot to do the perspective right, and it just looked like they were kind of shrinking and making them bigger and smaller, like as if to say that he's getting further and closer. I don't know if that was a mixture of the 3D and bad CG, probably. But
I think I said to you as well. Like when Ultron was.
War.
No.
No.
when Ultron was what?
When he was talking, he had these like, for some reason, had like teeth and stuff.
Oh, you're saying they're like out of sync, or
Yeah, and they're like when he was talking, like they'd like slightly merge or something. It just looked weird.
Yeah.
It was, especially in the close-ups of him.
his whole character was weird.
Yeah, so like talking about his character now, like
In the trailer, it portrays him how I thought he would be. Like, or how he kind of should be, really.
kind of above humanity, above like the emotions and like stupidity of like
Rather than
infighting
being
and stuff.
silly.
He
was silly.
I get how they want him to mirror like Tony Stark, but I thought he'd want to be better than that and not sort of do it as much as he
But
did.
there's rage. The whole like idea that he was rage, he had a lot of rage in him. It was kind of like,
Oh, I thought he didn't
Why?
have emotions. Yeah.
For artificial intelligence,
Oh my God.
for me, he was incredibly
doesn't
stupid.
add in the fucking thing.
Yeah. So basically he made dumb decisions such as. Do you want to give me an example? Just follow up what you just
Just gonna
said.
make sure it's
Oh.
not. Yeah, we're getting low, so let's wrap it up.
Oh.
Thanks.
Oh, sheep.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, his character was dumb. He made silly decisions like trusting those teenagers, which he didn't need to because he was in the internet apparently.
Yep.
And he could have hired mercenaries with like billions of dollars. That he could have got.
He just like gave what's his face like hundreds of millions of dollars.
There was no threat really. I didn't get the feeling of threat from him. It was like, oh well, you know.
And then the whole, I thought the end was just really flat.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like it just sort of ended on this like, oh yeah, saved it, yeah, oh we're all going our separate ways kind of thing.
There was no danger. There was no. There was always a guarantee.
And then
that
it was
they were
like
winning.
you just left over with all these random like Avengers.
Didn't care about the new Avengers particularly. They're not like interesting, but
like
no characters.
The Vision was just shit.
It's one of those films where they've got so many characters in there. It's difficult to get any form of attachment to any of them.
Weird, because they keep swapping between them, trying to give them like screen time, and you can't.
And I know there's
So
not,
there was like a love story going on, but it's so like spread out.
I understand. Like, I don't really blame them for that because there's not really much they can do about it. Like,
Sure.
But at the same time, like when that guy's brother or the sister's brother, like the three twins, when he died, I couldn't have cared less.
No.
I'm just like,
But
who is he? I don't even remember his name.
Yeah.
Like,
Actually, I don't know what his name is.
Yeah.
Something.
Yep.
Yeah.
You could easily like bring up the X-Men in this situation where you said it earlier. It's like you like it because of Wolverine almost.
Yeah.
And he is like the main character really, and because of that, it gives you kind of an anchor point throughout the whole film, all the films really.
Well, I mean, the last X-Men was focused on Wolverine doing the job anyway.
The only one that hasn't really is First Class, right?
That was alright, but then that's because of the strength of the other cast, and they didn't keep cutting between them. They had like McAvoy and Fassbender.
But yeah, so like
everyone
X-Men is an example of a series where there's lots of characters, but it's still got a nice driving force.
And they do it right.
Yeah.
But this one, it was something like I said to you as well, like seeing the credit scene where like obviously all the, whoa, not that bit, just the names rolling up. I was like, it just feels like there's a it's a vehicle to kind of just like have really well known and famous actors just pissing about, showing off, and like, you know, getting paid loads of money for this Marvel.
It's like a
gravy
Marvel
train.
version of the Expendables, where they have every sort of tough guy going, and they just shove them all together to create some massive like tough
like,
film.
Yeah.
God, stinks.